Hi guys, thanks for stopping by the Hungry Pauper. Welcome in. I told you I was going to make another recipe out of some of that meat, and I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do here now, I've told you I don't want a lot of onion. So only knife I got, it's suitable right now. So we're going to set that on its side like so. And I'm going to get rid of that root thing right there. And I just want one, because I'm making one sandwich, because I don't need a lot of sandwich. So let's put this onion back in here, and we will use this for something else. So let's put that in there and put it in the fridge. I have a skillet heating up here. Yesterday morning I cooked bacon and eggs. And so I figured I would just leave that. And so it's not like Julia Child's. There is a trash can down here. I remember Mother watching that, and she would just roar with laughter at the idea that Julia Childs was throwing food scraps and whatnot on the floor. Well, she wasn't actually. She had a trash can down there. And by the way, she also had people kneeling down back there, handing her things and whatnot. So we're just gonna, there's a little bit of bacon grease in here, which we're only making this sandwich for me, and I don't mind. So it's all mind over matter, right? If you don't mind, it don't matter. There you go. So there's a little onion. They're not really onion rings per se, but I do have some bell pepper, some slices off the bell pepper that went in that soup, which that's back there simmering. So we don't need. Let's see here. We will just put it in there like so and let that cook up. So what we're going to do here, get rid of that. We'll get this bell pepper and onion cooking well here. Need a wooden spatula thingy here, wooden spoon. Somebody told me I was calling my flipper the wrong thing. Well, I've always, Mother, Vesta, she always called it she called him a pancake turner. And so that's the terminology I knew when I was talking to her. Now, anybody else I've ever come across called it a spatula, which is fine, and I've always known it as a flipper. So, but the main thing is, and by the way, that bacon grease just adds to the seasoning of this black iron skillet. So, what I'm going to make here is a variation of an Italian hoagie. So, where did it go? I bought a package of hoagie buns, and let me tell you, these are really good buns. But let me tell you, I don't need a piece of bread that big. I really don't. So I've changed gears, and what I'm doing is reminiscent of a sister-in-law that would make sloppy joes out of a loaf of French bread. She would cut it down the middle and hollow it out, and she would fill that with meat, the sloppy joe mixture, and then she would, if I remember right, she put cheese on top of that, and she mixed the bread she dug out back in. She didn't waste anything either. And then she put it in the oven and baked it. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is turn down the soup just a little bit. I'm going to make a like a one-sided sandwich. So like an open-faced sandwich of this Italian sausage and ground beef. And where did it go? It's up here. So I absolutely love this sourdough bread, and so this is what I figured I would do. Get the fire up a little bit more under my peppers and onions here, get them cooked a little bit. So let's go ahead and put this back in there and get it warming up. Not going to hurt a thing. Because truth be known, it's not totally cool yet, but I'm thinking it's a good thing that you keep that fired up a little bit. A little water in there. So what I want to do, I'm going to make, I've probably got enough for 2 of those in an open-faced sandwich. So what I really should do is grill that bread on the griddle, but I don't know if I'm going to get quite that elaborate. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this slotted spoon. There we go. This will take a minute to get it done. So what I think we're going to do, so this will be almost like a sloppy joe, but it's going to be very similar to an Italian grinder, except for just me, what you got to realize, all this stuff I make here, I got to eat it. So I don't want a great big bun. What I'm going to do is just make a couple of open-faced sandwiches, open-faced, put this stuff on 2 pieces of bread and put some cheese on top of it and slip it in the oven. And that reminds me, we'll get that heat, get it warming up. It's a good use for 2 of those big pieces of bread. That's just about right. I had a loaf of this a week or so ago, y'all. When I left, went to work for a week, came back, and it was moldy. So I either got to take this with me and eat on it, or I got to put it in the freezer or put it in the deep freeze in there and go from there. So I'm kind of anxious to get into this. I kind of wished I'd have made those the bell pepper strips a little thinner, but it'll be okay. We'll get them softened up good, and it'll be good. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to be really good. But tell you what, let's do. We can go ahead. Let's throw this in the toaster a minute. We won't get it real toasty, but we'll just get it to where it's a little crusty, so the stuff, the meat sauce doesn't sink into it so much. Which that would be the purpose of applying fat to one side of the bread, is so that stuff doesn't soak through the bread. Anyway, I'm not sure if you knew that, but that is the purpose of mayonnaise, butter, all that stuff. So we gotta have something that'll go in the oven. We'll turn this down just a little bit more yet. Let the steam out. So one thing that I've noticed now, there's one thing that I learned when I was in the jewelry business is that certain chemicals, when they're in like cleaner water and you're cleaning gold, especially silver in there, or something like aluminum in there, it will actually plate the white metal, and it's always been a problem. So I ran this little cookie sheet, little sheet pan through the dishwasher, and whatever is in the dishwashing liquid made this come back looking kind of, you can see where something was next to it, and it came back brassy looking. So vinegar and baking soda takes that off, but it takes a little while. So I didn't get it all off, but it'll be okay. I just thought I'd tell you that. So don't put, if you have an aluminum sheet pan, don't put it through the dishwasher. That's one thing I like about these irons. Now, if you don't like it, that's up to you. But I like it because you can't really tear it up unless you cook something that'll take your seasoning out. Like tomato products will take that out. Okay, so I think let me just, there isn't but one way to try those bell peppers. Let me just try something here, and excuse me here if I try a piece. I just want to see how tender this is. They need just a little bit more. But they're mighty tasty, I will tell you that. And they got a little bit of char to them here, which I kind of like that. It reminds me of, in a large way, of fajitas. So it's just something different. And besides, what would I do with 6 hoagies of this stuff? I would not need that. So I need a big spoon. Where'd my big spoon go? It's in the dishwasher. Oh, let's see here. What do we have that will work for that? I'm going to have to make a trip to Goodwill and see if I can find some big spoons. That's where I got the one from. Hey. I got a big old spaghetti getter, and that would serve the purpose. So let's get the meat off of there. Don't worry, y'all, that the meat that spills over will be consumed by old Paul as well. So let's put that on there. There we go. There's that. And now we need, should have got a spoon because I need a little bit of marinara sauce out of that there pot. Not much. I just need a little bit. Here. We'll use a little ladle here. 1 second. See, this is real life cooking here, guys. This is the real deal. We need just a little bit of that to kind of flavor it up. Oops. Macaroni's starting to cook up in there. I'm going to call that good for now. Let's put this right there. The oven is at 275, so we're almost there anyway. But let's try a little bit of this. This is Asiago Fontina. It's Parmesan. So there's 4 cheeses in here: Belgioso, Asiago, Fontina, Parmesan, and Provolone. All of those are somewhat aromatic. So let's put some of that on there. Man. Oops, I did that wrong. I should have put my onions and peppers beneath that cheese, but you know what? It'll work. So, I'm not sure what you call this, but this is what we're going to do. Let's turn that off. And let's put a little more cheese on there. You can never have too much cheese, am I right? This will kind of keep the peppers and onions in place. There we go. Let's let that warm up a little bit. So that's off. So we are good. I will be back shortly after that's done, and I've taken a picture, and we're going to have a taste of it, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, thanks for stopping back. And the little open-faced sandwiches are there. And by the way, this cute little spatula on the card where I bought it, it says cut and serve Turner. So there you go. Not that it matters, but that is a cut and serve Turner. So what I envisioned was if you were cutting bars or something, and where it works is something like this where you don't have a lot of room to work, and you're flipping something small anyway. So this one here, I can't take a picture until we're all done here, just for there's reasons, but I wanted one of them to try it in front of you. I realized yesterday I did not do that. So let's take a look. The bread is not crispy, which that's okay. Just like a open-faced pizza sandwich. Now, I gotta do this more often. I think this is going to get added to my regular list of stuff that I eat all the time. This is really good. This would be really good with a bowl of that, bowl of that soup. think it will be better toasting the sourdough on a griddle. Those bell peppers and onion, the sweet onion, and I didn't tell you, that onion that I picked is a sweet onion. I hadn't seen any of those up here. When we were in Nashville for those, I think it was like 20 months we was in Nashville. Certain time of the year, they had a couple of different varieties of sweet onions, and one of them, I forget me before I do forget, you could almost peel that thing and almost eat it like an apple. It was so sweet, unbelievable. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I feel it. If you're watching this, I take it as an honor. Thank you so much. You have a great day, and we will see you at another time. Bye-bye. All right, guys, thanks for stopping back. So the soup is done, and I'm not sure if you could actually see what the soup looks like. Let me see if I can get this to where you can actually see it. I should have showed you before I put the cheese on top. But if you take a look at that, that is, I mean, I tasted it. It looks like heaven on earth. It's very good. So let's get a little taste of it here. Now, that's almost goulash, except it's more Italian than Hungarian. That's the sandwich I made while the soup was cooking, so bear with me. So anyway, thanks for stopping by the Hungry Pauper. I've made an open-faced Italian grinder of sorts, which, by the way, is very good, and an Italian soup, like lasagna soup it's called, and like I say, I have the link below for that. So anyway, thank you so much. I consider it an honor that you spent some time with me, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.